This video gives a quick introduction to normal distribution. So this is what the normal distribution usually looks like. It looks like a bell curve. Normal distribution has a bell-shaped curve. It's symmetric around the mean. Many variables are nearly normal, but none of them are exactly normal. So this is an example of how many variables look like they have a normal distribution. The lighter purple distribution is the distribution of height of men in the US. The darker purple one is the distribution of height of men on OkCupid. So looking at these two distributions, how does the height distribution of men on OkCupid compared to the height distribution of men in the US? Pause the video and think about it for a moment. So if we look at it closely, we will see that the darker purple, or the distribution of height of men on OkCupid, are very nearly follow the expected normal distribution. In other words, it looks like a normal distribution, looks just like the lighter purple of height distribution of men in the US. However, the whole distribution of men on OkCupid or darker purple is shifted to the right. So it looks like almost universally guys like to add a couple of inches on their height when they report on OkCupid. So what about the distribution of women? Again, the lighter color is that of the height distribution of women in the US. The darker purple is the height distribution on OkCupid of women. So how does the height distribution of women on OkCupid compared to the height distribution of women in the US? We can also see very clearly that the data say that basically the height exaggeration was just as widespread in the woman as it was in men, and I think it was a surprise to a lot of us, because maybe some of us would think that women might be more honest in reporting their height, or in other words, they might not want to report they are very tall. But actually, lately speaking, many of them also want to add a couple of inches to their online profile. So the normal distribution is denoted as N for normal, with a mean of mu and the standard deviation of sigma. Only the mean and the standard deviation are required to draw a normal distribution. A standard normal distribution has a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1, and it is denoted as N of 0 and 1. Any normal distribution can be transformed to become a standard normal distribution. In other words, any normal distribution with some mean and some standard deviation can be transformed to a normal distribution with a mean of 0 and standard deviation of 1.